Well, now let's move on to the 9 p.m. urban debate here, and linking to what I just spoke, it is time that our netas and our governments really stop bickering amongst each other and actually just move on, unite, and come up with a comprehensive strategy. Honestly, viewers, there is only one thing that I want to say, which is that we need to stop these petty politics. In Maharashtra, there is this ugly fight that has gone on between the Maha Aghadi government and the BJP, and charges exchanged on both sides on whether somebody is, quietly bringing in remdesivir here and selling it on the other side. Somebody is saying that the government seems to be harassing the drug procurers and sellers, and that's just become an ugly fight instead of both sides actually coming together and figuring out how do we procure more remdesivir and give that life-saving drug to more and more hospitals in the state of Maharashtra. That's one example. Take a look at what's happening on the national level. Every time a question is asked by the opposition, the central government seems to go into this entire hit back. We are in denial of the reality kind of mode, which is really not, helping us at all at this point of time. Former Prime Minister of this country, Mr. Manmohan Singh, who today tested positive for COVID as well, and we're all hoping he has a speedy recovery, wrote a very exhaustive letter to the Prime Minister talking about constructive steps. This is the job of the opposition. You write and you raise issues and you suggest constructive options to tackle this pandemic, including vaccine policy, some of which actually did get announced yesterday, and others. But in a response to his letter to the Prime Minister, we actually saw the Health Minister of our country take to Twitter and hit back and make it a completely political fight. I mean, one would think that the Health Minister of our country has a lot many more important things to do, should be the busiest man with most important things on his plate right now. But he took time out to make this political point and remind Manmohan Singh that it is the Congress state governments that are actually failing at every point. So rather than actually giving these suggestions and lecturing the central government, perhaps it would be better if Manmohan gives these advice and this piece of advice to the Congress governments. This is the level of fights that is taking place. I'll give you one more example, and it really infuriates me to see every single time this happens. Again, there is a fight between the TMC and the centre, and Mamata Banerjee is now saying that the centre needs to give more, help the state of Bengal more. I mean, these politicians, even now, are holding rallies, large-size campaigns, even now. For the last 2 weeks, without any shame, unabashedly, every political party in West Bengal has gone ahead and held campaigns. And now they're turning around and saying, suddenly we care about the people of Bengal and the COVID situation in Bengal, and that you're not helping or you're not doing enough. That's what it's come down to, after not doing anything genuinely for 2 weeks. So tonight I have only one appeal to all the politicians. Please just stop this nonsense. We are in the middle of a second wave, a tsunami of cases. And we really need all of you to get together and get the country out of this mess. Something that you should have done, or at least begun to do, a while ago. I say good evening to the panelists who are joining me on this conversation right now, and I am going to be asking these questions to every political representative who's on this panel. Dr. Shaba Mohammed, National Spokesperson for the Congress Party; Satya Prakash, leader of JDU; Clyde Crasto, spokesperson for the NCP; Suparna Moitra, spokesperson for the TMC; and Shweta Shalini, spokesperson for the BJP, joining me this evening. And I want to start off with Shweta Shalini, because I don't understand how is it, Shweta Shalini, that your party in the government has so much time to indulge in bickering when there is a national emergency currently going on? Shweta Shalini, good evening. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm not too sure if Shweta Shalini is able to hear me. Let me see if I can go across to Clyde Crasto. Clyde, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Tanvi. Good evening.
Okay. Clyde, where are the politicians getting so much time to indulge in this kind of bickering when there is a national emergency on?
Well, Tanvi, if you recall, I've been on many of your debates, and I've been very, very consistent in my statement that now is not the time to politicize this whole situation. We all need to come together, and I've said that repeatedly again that we need to come together and fight the pandemic and not fight each other. And I maintain that again, and I'm going to maintain that till this pandemic is over, because there will be a time where we can fight as long as until the cows come home. So that's what my point here is now. Talking about what is happening in the country, talking about what is happening in Maharashtra. The fact of the matter is that we've been consistently asking the central government for a lot of things. And every time they turn out and say, no, you have not done this, you have not done that, we can't do this, we can't do that. It's been negativity all throughout. I don't want to complain even now. I'm still saying, stop this here. Whenever we are asking you for something, whether it's for vaccines, whether it's for medicines, whether it's for even a simple thing like a PPE kit or maybe a ventilator. I mean, give it to us according to the requirement of the state, according to what the people want. I mean, it's easy for us to blame. I can sit here and keep blaming Shweta Shalini all throughout the debate. She keep blaming me. But at the end of the day, and I'm sure she's also working, and I'm sure other opposition party people are also working on personal level to help people. The people are suffering. We've seen it closely. So my point is, if we have to stop, and if we have not stopped before, let's stop today and start from here, and let's fight this together. It is really important. I mean, look at the situation in the country. Across the country, we are suffering. Let's just stop this right now and come together. If there is a genuine requirement, the central government should adhere to the requirement and give it to us. And if you are going to unjustified requirement, it's out there in the open. You can call us out. But the fact is, you have this whole thing going on. Some people
So,
are
so
saying that we're
let's
not
talk
getting.
about one of your big allegations here, Clyde. Yeah, let's talk about one of the big allegations here, because the Maharashtra government and NCP has given us the impression that remdesivir manufacturers are not giving us the vials on the instructions of the center. Now, do we have evidence to prove this allegation?
Well, let me tell you now, if you give me a little time, okay, and I'm not going to interject when others are going to speak, so give me a little time. The fact here is there are 20 lakh vials that are available of remdesivir in the country, with 16 stockists who kept them with them. Okay, they were exporters. These exporters cannot export because the government has disallowed exports of remdesivir. Now they have the stock, and they, actually asked the government that can we supply it locally. The government said no, you cannot supply it locally. You can only do so through 7 companies that produce this thing. The 7 companies that produce the remdesivir said that we will not take the onus on us, we will not take the responsibility. Now, this is a policy decision that needs to be taken by the government. Now, when that happened, okay, we may ask for these companies to allow this stock to come to us so that we can give it to the people of Maharashtra. Now, these companies told us that when we, agreed to sell to you, the central government says that you cannot give it to Maharashtra. Now you asking me what proof do you have? Just wait for another day, another 24 hours, probably a little more. All this is going to be brought out in the public domain. Who said no? Why it was said no? How it was done? Everything. I will not tell you. It will be done by the party leader to come to sometime tomorrow, and you'll all know what exactly is happening. So, fact of the matter is, if there, now we will talk about what happened in Daman. The company that we are talking about, which has the remdesivir vials, and Fadnavis ji went out in the middle of the night to protect somebody. The fact is, this is the same company which wrote to the Maharashtra government saying that we have 8,000 vials. So where is this question of 20,000 vials and the 60,000 vials? The police is looking into it. Everything will be brought out in the open. So the point here is, if things are happening here and we are bringing out in the open, there are two sides to this. You can say, or the opposition can say that we are lying, so we'll bring it out in the open. Prove us wrong if we are lying. We are out there in the open. Nothing can be hidden. We have facts. We have placed it out in the public domain. You have facts. You place it out in the public domain too, and we'll see. The truth will be out in the open, and in the next 1 or 2 days, everything will be out in the open, and whoever's guilty,
Okay.
the people of Maharashtra,
Okay.
people of the country are watching. So what is there to hide? Why is the BJP afraid of all this? What is coming out in the open? Let it come out in the open. We are accepting the challenge. Bring it out in the open.
What is there to hide? Why is the BJP so afraid? Yeah, let me ask that question. Shweta Shalini, what was the need for a former chief minister to go running in the middle of the night to bail out a company that was being questioned by the police? It's the government's job. They were doing it. The truth would have come out. Now, respond to the allegations that are being made here. Why are we fighting like this? Remdesivir is a life-saving drug. We should all be working together to ensure every state gets it.
So, Tanvi, I think, you heard Clyde talking. They are sitting in the government, sitting on top of all the papers, yet the minister, Nawab Malik ji, when asked by the union minister, could not produce a single document. Second, even the information that has been given by Clyde today is wrong. There are just 20 manufacturers across India who were exporters, and they have been given express certificates to start selling in India. In Maharashtra, there is only one that is registered under AOU and one that is registered under SEZ. And this is the reason why they could not produce a single paper. So what they are doing, you need to ask the question to NCP, which you did not ask. Why did they even call? Clyde, you said you will not interfere, and that's the reason why I did not interfere while you were talking. So why did they call the Daman Brook Pharma to the police station? They said that there are 60,000 vials that they found. Where did those disappear? And why did the police leave him if at all he was at fault? Why in the video that finally BJP tweeted or Devendra Fadnavis rushed and tweeted, why is the police again and again saying sorry? Why in the letter that Praveen Darekar wrote on the 15th to Rajendra Shingane, he wrote that Brook Pharma is one of those companies that can manufacture Remdesivir. Please give them an okay. Another 4 days, on the 19th, a letter comes out from FDA with proper approval given to Brook Pharma, saying out of the 11 companies that have been given okay to supply, 10th name was Brook Pharma. They had all the papers, and that's why the police had to leave the man. And what they had done, why
that is fine. Okay.
Okay.
That is what the police would have done if they had all the papers. My point, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
What was his Vasuli target?
Tanvi, 1 minute, please. Give me a minute. I'll reply to that. I'll reply to that. 1 minute. Tanvi.
First, you reply. What was the Vasuli target for OSD of Rajesh Shingane? Tell us that.
See, this cheap talks, cheap talks and cheap words. I'm not going to answer that.
Remdesivir pharma companies.
The question sitting asking cheap.
Can I just hear Clyde Crasto's answer, please? I don't want this overlapping of comments. Can I just hear what Clyde has to say?
Please. No, my point here is the central government says that every medicine that has to be done or given should be done through the state government on the approval of the central government. Central government does not approve these companies for exporting. They are saying that whatever you do, you have to go through the central government permission. Now, how can any political party, including my party or anybody, go to a manufacturer directly without the permission of the central government and procure anything? It has to go through the state, correctly? Secondly, how can the central government, when it has said very clearly that only the states can provide these medicines through their hospitals and through their medical facilities, can give permission to a political party? Why is the central government then giving permission to the BJP? Isn't that wrong? The question has to be answered. I question the people of Maharashtra and the people of our country was listening to me, that if the central government has set a protocol that only the state governments can disperse these medicines, if like the BJP spokesman is saying that, the permission was given to the Fadnavis or to Darekar or to Prasad Lal, then how is the central government giving permission to representatives of a political party to distribute medicine?
Ideally, okay.
Why did they do
Ideally,
that?
the entire control
is
should be
not
with the
governed by
governments, with the
Devendra
states,
Fadnavis
so
or
that
Prasad Lal or
from
Praveen Vareja.
manufacturers, the medicine directly goes. 1 minute, please. Can I please speak? So that
I just
the
finished, man.
medicine goes directly from the manufacturers to the hospitals where the doctors can administer it to the patients who need it. And it can't be this free for all kind of a situation which is now in our country where everybody is running around asking, do you have remdesivir? Do you have remdesivir? Anybody and everybody is trying to get it from wherever possible, is being sold in black market for some mind-boggling prices right now, and we are not able to contain it. Not only that, we had a BJP leader in the state of Gujarat who's put out a message, a mass message saying, I am going to distribute remdesivir. Come and take it from me. I mean, this kind of free-for-all behavior I don't understand. But I'm not going to right now talk about policies. We've just finished a 1-hour policy discussion. I want to talk about the dirty, filthy political fight which is going on right now. Dr. Shama Mohammed. The other one has been the constant battle between the Congress and the BJP, the opposition and the government on what has to be done. And the government today, Dr. Harshvardhan responded to Manmohan's letter to PM saying, well, tell your own Congress governments to get their act together and do a proper job.
A couple of minutes, Tanvi. Now, when you started the debate, you said the political parties are fighting. Now, you have to understand important things. The National Disaster Management Act is on. The Epidemic Act is on. Who's got the power right now? The center. Center decided everything from who gets the vaccination, what age, when to do lockdown. Remember last year, the center wanted lockdown for 3 months. Certain states did not want it, but we had to go along because the act is on. The center is in charge. We had 1 year to ramp up our healthcare system. Nothing was done. We had something called the PM Care started. What was that started for? Only for COVID. That's why he said, I do not want to use the Prime Minister Relief Fund, but this is just for COVID. Now, I wonder what happened to the money where a lot of our PSUs, from railways to defense to many others, have given money to this particular PM Cares, but we do not know what happened to the money, where it's gone, why our healthcare was not ramped up in the last 1 year. The other question always asked to the Congress parties, where is the opposition? Now, today, I am very happy and proud to say that because of the opposition, the steps were taken by the Prime Minister. Now, let's look at the turn of events, starting from Rahul Gandhi's letter a week back, then Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's letter, and now Manmohan Singh ji's. In all these letters, I have all of it right in front of me. Most importantly, they have asked for vaccination for all, which now has said 18 years onwards. Find the people who produce vaccinations should be given help. We have seen that Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman is getting credit, not capital investment, but credit to around 3,000 crores, which has been announced for Serum Institute, and I think 1,000 crore for the ones who are operating Covaxin. That has also happened. Then states should decide that, states can buy directly from the manufacturer. That has also been approved. Rahul Gandhi had said that, even Dr. Manmohan Singh, that if we have not enough available vaccines, let's get others from outside without a trial here, which have been approved by the US and the European Union. Sputnik approved 2 days before. So whatever suggestions by the Congress party has been taken, we were worried. We are concerned about what is happening in this country. People were dying. What happened? What happened to our vaccination, which had to be for Indians, were exported 6.5 crores. 8% of Indians have been vaccinated, where we could have done much more. 50% of Americans, 45% of citizens of UK, Israel almost vaccinated. Because we exported to Seychelles, they have got almost herd immunity. I mean, I have never heard of something where the country, the Prime Minister, thinks of others first and not his country people. It is the right of the opposition. When people were dying in front of us, we had to ask these questions. And one very important point, you mentioned that about states. Now, let me tell you two things. Gujarat High Court initiated a suo motu PIL. And what was written in the PIL? Uncontrolled upsurge and serious management issues in COVID control by the Gujarat government. Today, Allahabad High Court has pulled up UP They said those in the helm of affairs are to be blamed for the present chaotic problems in the state, and have asked and ordered, in fact, the government for a lockdown. Whereas if you look at Maharashtra, they've been blaming Chhattisgarh, many other states which are opposition ruled, they have taken decisions on their own for a lockdown. They didn't have the High Court pull them up. So you can't call it a political circus. Here, the numbers are fudged in the hospitals in Gujarat. By the government says only 10 people have died. But when you see the reports from the hospitals in Gujarat, UP, as well as in Madhya Pradesh, one last point, and also in UP, they said not to test.
And that's something, Shama Mohammed, that even the courts are now questioning.
Because they do not want the numbers to come out. So that is why the other states which are showing the numbers are high. Yes, that is what I'm trying to say.
And fair enough. On the cases front and the deaths front, the courts are now questioning. The courts are having to step in. You have made valid points about the Gujarat High Court and the Maharashtra High Court. Allow me to take two of your points. Allow me, Shama. Allow me to take two of your points. Allow me to take two of your points to Satya Prakash. Mr. Satya Prakash, Rahul Gandhi raises the issue of opening up vaccine policy. The change is made between Rahul Gandhi's comment and the change being made by the central government. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad comes and says, oh, you are lobbying for big pharma companies. That's all you care about. You're lobbying for the foreign pharma companies. But the center does the same policy change within 48 hours. Manmohan Singh writes a letter, suggests certain changes. Mr. Harsh Vardhan, in the middle of a pandemic as the health minister, takes the time out to write a very political letter back to Manmohan, but by the same day, by evening, brings about similar changes. Why? Why are we looking at NDA responding in such a manner to valid points being raised by the opposition? Why can't we work together on this one?
You know, it started from Maharashtra. The politics of pandemic, the lowest level of politics is started by the Maharashtra government. And now it reaches to the court of Manmohan Singh, coming out with a suggestion that has already been followed. And everything is under consideration already when the second wave started. First of all, one should be very clear of everything, that the government is ready to fight on every corner this pandemic. But the opposition's high seriousness, you know, they are showing that, but still they are creating a pandemic politics that is highly condemnable. And this is not the time where the parties are making every kind of different kind of opinion. That in a democracy, we welcome that. But at the same point of time, they are making allegation after allegation against the government, which is really committed towards the fighting this pandemic. Manmohan Singh, okay, fine, a very high intellectual prime minister coming out of a suggestion. Ever he studied that all the suggestions he made already taken place. You know, Harsh Vardhan responded very well that you should, go to the Congress estate and make the suggestion inside. And the second, why they are not responding to the allegation made by the Maharashtra government. It started, coming out of Remdesivir allegation. This is highly laughable at the time of pandemic. You are making such kind of false allegation. You don't have any proof. Why don't tomorrow Uddhav Thackeray reach to the Supreme Court with solid proof? If he has any kind of proof, reach to the Supreme Court. The government will respond there with all kind of evidences. The government never interfered and never instructed to stop sending any kind of medicine during the pandemic. Very finely, quoted by, this is the, there is an act of, Disaster Management Act is under, action. That if the central government comes out with the measures, they are asking, started making, comments, which is a kind of allegation. If the central government tomorrow start following certain measures, they are making, so many suggestions. They are welcoming suggestions, but, in the name of suggestion, they are trying to demean the image of the government of the day, that government is not serious about the pandemic. This is my response to the Manmohan Singh letter to the government.
How is giving suggestions ruining the image of the government? Mr. Satya Prakash, what ruins the image of any government, state or center, is the number of people dying because of COVID? Is the judiciary having to come in and tell you what is your job and how you're failing to do it? State after state, the governments are being told this right now across the country. The government's image gets dented when you pretend that you are going to follow all norms, but you go on holding rally after rally because elections are more important to you than anything else in this country. That is what dents the image of a government, not because the opposition has made a bunch of suggestions or given solutions to how to deal with the problem.
Unfortunately, there is second wave of pandemic, and the election is going on in Bengal. It is a duty of Election Commission under the Article 368, and constitutionally bound Election Commission can decide in whatever manner. But at the same point of time, if Manmohan Singh coming out of his suggestion,
very easy right now to put everything on Election Commission. The Election Commission is literally reminding the political parties on a daily basis to follow the norms. I don't know who's following the norms. Shama Mohammed wants to make a point before I go across to Suparna Moitra. Yes.
Just 3 points. Yeah. So when he says that all these measures have been taken in, what they have to say is there's never been an all-party meeting. You don't take opposition into confidence. You don't call an emergency parliament or any sort of meeting. How does the opposition know whether you've taken whatever we've said? When we see it in the newspapers, and when you people report, we come to know that the government is heeded to our advice. One. Then he says about all the other rule states. Then why is the High Court coming down heavily on BJP rule states? Why is the High Court not coming down on the other states? Then he spoke about the Election Commission is the one who decides that elections have happened, so we have to campaign. But let me tell you, when the National Disaster Management Act is on, the COVID guidelines can be put in by the Home Minister. Home Minister can set COVID guidelines. He can say they should not be gathering of more than 4 or 5 people. So if he comes in with that guideline, the Election Commission can say, you know what, because of these guidelines by the Home Ministry, we cannot have campaigning and we have to have it online. But when all this thing is happening, when people were dying, what did the Prime Minister of India do? He goes out and says a speech that, you know what, there is a large crowd out there. I'm so happy. One. And number two, let me tell you about the Health Minister, Mr. Dr. Harshvardhan. I come from the medical fraternity and we take the Hippocrates oath. But I think today the Health Minister should be arrested and put it behind bars because he endorsed an indigenous, I don't know what it is called Coronil. He went and said, this can fight COVID. When the All India Medical Association came out heavily on him, he withdrew. What sort of doctor and health minister is this who has to be, first he has to resign and then he has to be put behind bars. He has to be arrested today. Do you know that? For endorsing something like this. Do you think Coronil can fight COVID? And then on top of that, when Dr. Manmohan Singh, who brought about the economic change in this country, a brilliant prime minister, a brilliant man, gives him nice suggestions instead of thanking him first.
Okay.
And he says, he doesn't even say thank you, but makes fun and puts him down. Is this the way you ask about the opposition? Is this the way a cabinet minister answers to the former Prime Minister of India, and also the letter?
Well, you can find.
The Prime Minister of India should have answered.
You know it, and I think now everybody knows, Shama, that some of the suggestions that Dr. Manmohan made have actually been implemented already, including funding for vaccine makers as well as tweaking the vaccine policy. Quick response from Shweta Shalini first. Yes.
That's what I said.
Yes. Tanvi, I want to respond to almost everybody, including you. You picked out a person from Gujarat, BJP Karyakarta, to say that I'm distributing Remdesivir. Please go and check out the Twitter handles of Rajesh Tope, who is the Minister of Health, Zishan Siddiqui, and also Rohit Pawar. You will find each one distributing Remdesivir. Now, where have they got it from? I'm not going to ask you. Please answer. Next, I want to answer Shama Mohammed. I don't blame her because her party leader only does not know, statistics and doesn't believe in statistics. So she not knowing statistics is fine. One, I need to correct her that it is the National Epidemic Act which is on. Under the provision of this act, a center committee can actually overrule under the emergency anything that the state wants to do, and not what she primarily feels, the National Disaster Act which is on. Second, I want to correct her. It's not 8 crore people, but 11 crore people who have been vaccinated, which is the highest number across the globe. Only 6 crore people have been vaccinated in USA. Please understand, we have vaccinated double that amount. double that amount.
Both the act is
Last
on,
but
madam.
not the least,
I don't
please
know.
understand
I'm
that
sorry.
WHO has written against remdesivir also.
This is
I was
not
not talking when you
given
were
to
talking.
country.
Man, please keep quiet and listen. Please learn to listen.
I can't
WHO
understand
has
anybody. I can't
spoken
understand
against
anybody. Can I
remdesivir
just hear
also.
one person
So
at a
please-
time? I have no idea what Shama Mohammed is saying. I can't understand. Shweta Shalini, finish your point.
So WHO has gone ahead and spoken against remdesivir also. So please do not go ahead and allege the Union Health Minister when he talks about his personal this thing on coronal. Please understand this, that we are in a stage
Personal,
where
is it?
we need to come together and we need to come together. Yes, this third stage of in the second wave, the third stage of vaccination distribution had already been decided. Thankfully, your leader has also written about the same thing. We are very, very happy that at least now sense prevails. Please do not politicize it like you are trying to do in Maharashtra. And if at all Maharashtra is such a rich state, if you want to make it a model state, we will request Rahul Gandhi ji to come over to take over the state and improve the situation in Maharashtra so that it can rise up and become the model state for other states to follow.
Okay,
Patali,
let me
can
now,
you
let
give
me
me
now
30
please
seconds?
allow me to go across to the TMC because I want to understand from TMC as well, Mr.
Tanvi, the
Suparna
National
Moitra,
Disaster
how
Management
is it
Act is
suddenly
on-
after, 1 minute please. 1 minute, guys. Come on. One at a time, please. One at a time. One representative panelist hasn't spoken yet. Let's allow him some time to make his point. And then, Clyde, I will come to you and to Shama Mohammed. But let's give each other a little bit of time so everybody gets to make their points. And I want to ask Suparna Moitra this question. How is it that when you have spent the last 1 month only exhaustively campaigning, breaking every COVID protocol that exists in this country, with what moral authority do we now turn around and blame Centre for everything and say you are not helping us when it comes to tackling COVID? Why do we indulge in such politics?
Ms. Shukla, thank you for remembering the All India Trinamool Congress. Now, let me tell you, I've been hearing the discussion very, very patiently, and the central government, we have questioned the central government on its approach, on its preparedness, and on its strategy to be handling the COVID situation, particularly the second wave. In fact, on the 28th of January this year, the Prime Minister is on record talking to the World Economic Forum at Davos that how India has contributed to solving the COVID issue. And as late as February 2021, the Bharatiya Janata Party had almost hailed the Prime Minister as the Messiah of the Almighty who have got the panacea to be curing the COVID. Unfortunately, that's not the situation. Point number one. Point number two, though the Article 246 talks about the health and the public order to be a state subject, but the Epidemic Disaster Act 1897 and National Disaster Management Act 2005 has clearly given the central government the permission. That is why they have notified COVID as a disaster to be managing the entire thing across the country. 2. 3. With regard to election rallies, now let me tell you before I answer the question, the Home Minister of the country, who also happens to be one of the principal campaign managers for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Bengal, has clearly tweeted and mentioned in several interviews that there is no linearity between election rallies and the spike in COVID. So this is the mindset of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have repeatedly told the Election Commission that we will follow all the things that the Election Commission wants us to do, and Mamata Banerjee has also suo motu taken a decision to suspend all the campaigns, but the Prime Minister still is coming to Bengal to campaign because I don't think that he would like to learn this lesson that these sort of super spreaders can contribute to COVID. And as an opposition, we have been raising issues with regard to the infrastructure. And another vital point I would like to make in this show, Ms. Shukla, is that Each state government has got huge pending dues lying with the central government, our own money lying in the coffers of the central government. If we are to buy medicines, the vaccines and all those things and distribute, which we are committed to be doing that, we also urge the central government to release our dues so that we can take care of the people of Bengal. Ms. Shukla.
Mr. Suparna Moitra, since you said Mamata Banerjee has decided to suspend campaigning, I'm assuming you mean the big rallies. Now, would you want to define it for us? What exactly is the size you're going to look at? Because it's really pointless even if you have 500 people gathering together for a campaign show.
I will tell you that, and let us be very, very honest. Let us not be a very holy cow in this program. Let us be very, very honest. We as a political party would like to go to the people, but under these circumstances, we will forego our right to do so. But on the contrary, Sri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji has also clearly written a letter that campaign is the fundamental right of a political party and that cannot be done away with. But we are prepared to forego that as well. So we are doing that. We are raising the awareness, and Mamata Banerjee ji is not going to campaign in Kolkata anymore. It will be very, very small focus groups and which is going to adhere to the COVID protocols as laid down by the Election Commission and the Government of India. Ms. Shukla.
BJP is still justifying, Shweta Shalini, all the election campaigning that's going on, saying there is absolutely no connection between election rallies and COVID.
Tanvi ji, BJP is a national party and it can never defy the Election Commission rules. So Mr. Moitra is saying, and thankfully while he is saying your team is...
I'm not talking about Election Commission rules right now.
The small rallies that Mamata Didi is doing right in the middle window while Mr. Moitra is talking. So I don't know how small the rallies are going to be. But if Election Commission allows only such small rallies, I'm sure my party is going to follow the same rules because we can never defy or go against the Election Commission.
But I'm not talking about the Election Commission. I'm asking you about what's going on. How is it that the BJP seems to suggest that there is no connection between large-scale rallies and the rise in COVID? Shweta Shalini, explain to me, is this the science you believe in, that large-scale rallies have nothing to do with the rise in COVID, that COVID is only rising in Delhi and Maharashtra, whereas in Bengal it's not showing the numbers? So let's continue. Let's hold 4 rallies, 5 rallies, 10 rallies in a day.
Tanvi.
So there are three things here. Unfortunately, the statistics do not show that there are huge numbers in Bengal until the Bengal government is hiding the statistics, which of course Mr. Moitra can answer to. But second, as I've said earlier, because unfortunately an election has been declared, it is a fundamental right. The Election Commission, we will urge the Election Commission to lay out rules to follow COVID protocols and limit the numbers, and we will stick and adhere to the rules.
I'm trying to say the Election Commission. How can you urge the Election Commission? Election Commission has to take a decision on its own. It can't be urged.
Mr. Moitra said it.
Clyde, what are you saying? Couldn't hear you. Voice is breaking.
I'm repeating what Mr. Moitra said. Mr. Moitra said that Election Commission will put numbers. So I said we will follow what Election Commission will rule. We can't define
anybody
rules, right?
Anything to the Election Commission. The Election Commission has to take a decision on its
Clyde
own.
Crasto, please.
Absolutely.
So why are you saying we'll urge the Election Commission? What are you trying to say?
Mr. Moitra said it. Clyde, please listen. Mr. Moitra said it. I think you're not paying attention to the debate.
I'm paying attention to you also, and I'm paying attention to Mr. Moitra also. What you just said, that we will also urge.
Slide, he said. Yes,
no.
Request that please lay out the rule or else cancel the election. Unfortunately, Election Commission has declared an election. It is a fundamental right of a political party to campaign for the election. Now, if Election Commission lays out the rules, we will.
I really like this. As much as the election commission has to be questioned here and their decision has to be questioned here, I find it extremely amusing that the political parties so conveniently just put the entire blame on the election commission. I mean, don't campaign. Just suspend your campaigning. Stop being in denial, or at least stop misleading the country by saying, oh, there are no cases in Bengal because it has no connection with the election campaigning. There are no cases in Kumbh because it has no connection with taking a dip in the Kumbh Mela. Only problem lies in Maharashtra or Kerala or Delhi. That's the reality. Shama Mohammed wanted to make a point. Yes.
Giving me any time today, Tanvi. Come on. I'm absolutely not getting any time from you, Tanvi, today.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I just want to make three things. One is the lady who. Can I just finish my point? Let me just finish my point. The lady representing the Bharatiya Janata Party, I think, has not come read. She doesn't know that the National Disaster Management Act is on. Even the TMC spokesperson has just mentioned it. So next time when you come, don't accuse people and say don't have data, they don't know. Come as a learned person. All right, you're not even a national spokesperson. So please don't come and talk rubbish on television. Number two, she says that the Dr. Harshvardhan's personal opinion is corona. Coronel, she says the national Coronel is his personal opinion. How can the health minister who endorses something on live TV have a personal opinion? That is what it is. And let's not forget, there's another minister who promised free vaccines in Bihar elections. If they won Bihar elections, N. Sitaraman said Bihar would have got free vaccinations. Have you given Biharis free vaccinations? So, and also I am proud to say that my leader Rahul Gandhi led the way in stopping campaigns. He was the first one who said, we will not campaign in West Bengal anymore because of the number of cases which has gone up. So I just want to put these things in perspective and tell her that next time she should read and come about what is the National Disaster Management Act, what is the epidemiology act, everything. Of course he was there. He has done
Okay, Clyde Crasto, and then we are going across to Suparna Moitra. Clyde Crasto.
So the campaignings have stopped for us from the Congress party. We have taken it from the front.
Tanvi,
Clyde.
the fact of the matter is the BJP spokesperson is always trying to digress the topic, saying that I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention to her and I'm paying attention to Moitra also. The fact is I'm holding on to what she said, that we will urge the election commission. So are you trying to say, or are they trying to say that they can, direct the election commission to take decision? Okay, having said that, we can go arguing on that also. But let me tell you one thing. The BJP is always trying to show that they hold the higher moral ground. They are holier than thou, whatever it may be. Seeing the condition of the pandemic in the country, seeing that, the Honorable Prime Minister also keeps saying, everybody keeps saying, maintain social distance, maintain everything. Why don't you just suspend the election rallies themselves? Anyway, the BJP thinks that they're invincible. Okay, they don't need to campaign. They can win election 200 seats. Mr. Amit Shah has gone ahead and said, we will win 200 seats. You are so invisible. Why are you campaigning? Do a favor to mankind. Don't get into a pandemic situation. Do a favor to your cadre. Do a favor to your karyakarta so that they don't get affected by COVID. Sit at home and campaign. You are invincible. You will win 200 seats in Bengal. Why are you campaigning? Invincible. And now listen, when you were talking at an interjection, let me finish. And according to them, the COVID is only in the non. Hello, do you hear me? According to them, the COVID is only in the non-BJP rule states. In the BJP rules, in the BJP rule states like Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, there is no COVID. According to them, nothing is happening. It's happening only the COVID situation, bad governance is only happening in the non-BJP governed state. They were hiding all the numbers on your channels, on every channel. Everybody kept saying Maharashtra. We were there giving out the numbers. Look what is happening in Gujarat today. I'm very happy to say that Mirror Now is one of those channels that actually started showing us the truth about Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, about Uttar Pradesh. You all spoke the truth. Now it's coming out in the open. And let me tell you one thing. We will fight this pandemic. We would want to fight across the country, but last few days, you see Mumbai, Maharashtra, the cases are coming down, while the cases in the rest of the country, where according to them, there is no pandemic in the BJP rule state, the cases are climbing up. God forbid, I just hope and pray to God that it does not climb up further.
Okay.
holier than the attitude of that is putting the lives of
One
people
minute. Let
into
me now bring in Satya Prakash, who's now Satya Prakash's turn, please. Satya Prakash's turn, please. Mr. Satya Prakash, when the cases were rising in some of these states, and opposition governed states, whether it was Maharashtra and Kerala, instead of state after state in center blaming just these two states and talking about the misgovernance in this state, if we had taken the lessons, if we had taken it as a warning, if we had started to prepare ourselves from Gujarat to Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the situation would not have been the same. Do you now agree that the governments indulged in political fight rather than working together and taking lessons from Maharashtra and Kerala?
You know, we are not in favor of any kind of pandemic politics, whether it is done by the Congress or TMC. We are in favor of work together to fight the second wave of this pandemic. And it, unfortunately, it started by the Maharashtra government. And later on, it reached to the, desk of Manmohan Singh, where the buck stopped. Buck stopped at the desk of, opposition party, which already, in past indulged during crisis time a kind of pity politics. When, there was a surgical strike and there was a strike in Uri, what Congress party was doing, the nation does know. So, it is the responsibility definitely of the government of the day to fight against, even in such odd situation, even opposition party making any kind of allegation. We should not care about that. But we should appeal to every politician, every political party, work together to fight this pandemic in the name of humanity. This is the age of science and technology. We can stop this pandemic at its, just wipe out this pandemic from India. But what is happening now, suppose election commission come out with a date of election, what is the duty of political parties during that point of time? That definitely they will go for election. But in the meantime, second wave is started. Okay, fine, Rahul Gandhi cancelled all his rallies. It's very fine, but why not at the stage of when there was a decision-making process, why he never petitioned before the election commission? Even for 2 to 3 months or 5 months, whatever month, he may have requested that point of time election commission, but he never requested to defer the date of election. Now he's doing the, pandemic politics to take the edge over because he has no responsibility before the nation. He, what happened during the labor migrant crisis, that he took 4 labor with him and started talking with them and showing a kind of picture on social media to create his own image. So whatever the Congress and the Maharashtra government is doing, media understand, every political party understand, every citizen understand that what they are indulged in. God's sake, for a folded hand, don't do petty politics in the name of pandemic. Let's fight together, and we are in favor of to fight together. This is the very, critical situation before every citizen of India. We are not saying that we are much capable to deal with, but we can be capable with all wholehearted, with togetherness. Let's fight together this pandemic. We should not indulge in, throw this suggestion and welcome this suggestion. We should just focus
So
on
Mr.
fighting
Satya
this
Prakash,
pandemic.
you are saying very correct things. Mr. Satya Prakash, you are right. And we have to work together. Then what explains these comments that come from the central ministers? First, Dr. Harshvardhan goes after the opposition and starts pinpointing their mistakes rather than focusing on the work that he needs to do as the health minister. Then we see Mr. Commerce Minister saying that we need to control the demand for oxygen. I mean, oxygen is the most important thing required today in treating COVID patients and in saving lives. And the suggestion seems to be that some of the states are just randomly using oxygen, wasting oxygen, and pumping up the demand for oxygen. What is the point in getting into this kind of a political fight?
When you start making... No, please, Clyde, it's not your time. You have already done pandemic politics, it is very long. When you made allegation, you are in the government in Maharashtra, when you made allegation against of the central government with a, false allegation on the basis of whims and fancy, why don't you come out with proof? At certain time of the political person respond as per the situation of the time, and Harshvardhan, what Dr. Harshvardhan has responded to the letter of Manmohan Singh, that it was followed a week prior. So, and he, added in
But
that
Manmohan
point
Singh
that you
didn't
should
even
go
write
with
to
that
Harshvardhan. He
solution.
wrote to the Prime Minister.
No, that's why. No, he referred Manmohan Singh even to go to your Congress state as well. What is wrong in that request? The second point that related to oxygen, every kind of, whether it is remdesivir, whether it is any kind of facility needed by any kind of citizen anywhere in this. In India, that has to be done, and we should not indulge. I am against of any kind of petty politics over pandemic. I'm not favor of at all. Whether it is related to every state, whether it is to any political party, we should together fight this, and no one should make any kind of allegation.
Clyde, respond to this. Clyde, respond to
Yes.
this. Yeah, go ahead.
Tanvi, this JDU spokesperson in the complete debate that he's been
Tanvi.
talking, he's not even mentioned about Bihar. Does he live in Bihar or not? He's only spoken about Maharashtra.
Still, he is in that tone. Clyde is still in that tone. He is in favor of doing any kind of politics. In Bihar, there was a all-party meeting, and measures have been, initiated to counter this, counter this pandemic. You don't understand, Clyde.
Shame, there's no oxygen in Bihar. People are dying in Bihar. Not even once have you mentioned Bihar in this whole debate.
You have no information now that every measures have been taken by the government of Bihar. You have no information related to that. 3 days back, there was a all political party meeting, and everything has been instructed by none other than the Chief Minister of Nitish Kumar. He is observing every situation. He himself come before the media, and he assured that all measures will be taken, and every kind of facility will be provided. And
Okay. Quick comment from Shama Mohammed, and then Shweta Shalini can respond to everybody. Yes, Shama Mohammed, please.
The capacity and
Go and look into your home state and then come and talk.
you don't have any.
We are also
information, Mr.
forgetting
Clyde.
one
Shama
very
Mohammed,
important thing,
please.
that India is the largest.
Can I have
vaccine
Shama
maker, the
Mohammed, please? Yes.
You are much more interested in
Largest
remdesivir
vaccine-
politics. I know, Mr. Clyde, you are talking false on the.
the largest vaccine. The large. Can I speak? The largest vaccine maker is the Serum Institute of India, is the largest vaccine maker in the world. Even he, Adar Poonawalla, had to literally tell the media that I don't have enough money to ramp up the vaccines. I mean, why does it have to reach up to there? 35,000 was earmarked for that. He was asking. Is given on credit, but my question is, it didn't have to reach up to there. When we have the largest vaccine maker, we should have hoarded the vaccines, which we did not. And also, a very important thing to the Bharatiya Janata Party is when the Kumbh was happening, the Uttarakhand CM clearly says, "Ma Ganga's blessings will not allow us to get COVID." Himanta Biswa Sarma, a senior leader from their party, says, "We don't need to wear mouth mask. It's over." So these are all wrong, coming from senior leaders out there. Very wrong things to the public. It is never taken the public into, we are leaders, political parties, political leaders should give the right advice or the right comments. Such comments, things like what you mentioned, what Piyush Goyal said, coming from the Bharatiya Janata Party, when they had to have an all-party meet, get everybody, they are right now saying we don't want to play politics, then get the opposition in, get everybody in and speak to them, tell the truth, what is happening in this country. Everything is hidden in Bharatiya Janata Party states, including the Prime Minister. Why hasn't the Prime Minister not addressed the nation? Why has he not addressed the nation and said, you know what, we are doing our best, people keep calm? There is no address when the only Prime Minister.
Okay, but why do you need all party meetings as well, Shama Mohammed, when chief ministers and the Prime Minister are frequently
only
talking?
When we have to light lamps and
no, but the Prime Minister is frequently having meetings with all the state chief ministers.
They're talking, but they're not listening, isn't it? We need every other than the chief ministers. There are different. It's not a frequent, but that's what our chief minister is saying. They have been asking for oxygen. They have not been getting it. There are complaints coming to us from the leader to Mrs. Gandhi that we have been asking for remdesivir. We do not get it. Because of this disaster, we have been asking, our vaccines have been running out. We are not getting vaccines. So this is what is happening. That is what has been told to Mrs. Gandhi, the president of our party.
Quick response from Shweta Shalini before I wrap this up. Yes, Shweta Shalini.
Emergency session of the parliament.
Yes,
there is a huge emergency, health emergency.
So yes, I will still urge Shama Mohammed ji to go back and read the two acts, the Epidemic Act and the Disaster Management Act. The Disaster Management Act is used when there is a lockdown, and the Epidemic Act is used when there is a pandemic like this going on. But nonetheless, I'm not blaming her because she doesn't even know how many vaccines we sent to Seychelles. She actually quoted Seychelles. Anyways, the Prime Minister is having a meeting with all the chief ministers almost on a weekly basis, and hence a lot of decisions are being taken, and that is the reason why none of the chief ministers have come forward, including that of Maharashtra, has come forward to say anything against the center. Now, having said that, I just heard Clyde talking to the JDU leader to look into your state. Clyde, for once, please look into your own state. You have the highest number of cases. You have the highest death rate. You have the highest fatality rate. You have the highest positivity rate. And you want to talk about Bihar. You want to talk about Bengal. You want to talk about Delhi. You want to talk about everything other than Maharashtra. What will you do in Maharashtra? Where is that 60,000 vials that your intelligence found out by that group pharma company? Where is it? And why did your OSD of your health FDA minister call up group pharma company? What is your Vasuli target from the remdesivir manufacturer? You tell us that. And please be bothered about your own state.
Oh God, Shweta Shalini, please, come on. We've now debated this topic for 50 minutes. I cannot believe that after doing this for 50 minutes, we can be still so thick-skinned that we want to bring in our agenda of a Vasuli target rather than actually getting on the same page of what are the key issues and how do we resolve this. We still want to get into this bickering game. We still want to get into this blame game. We still want to talk about everything else about politics rather than the actual issue. I mean, I am sorry. I really don't even want to continue this conversation because it's pointless. This conversation is pointless because political representatives will just not learn. I am not going to continue with this conversation anymore, not with political representatives who still want to bring in their agenda and talk about everything else except what is the problem. We still want to sit here and talk about Vasuli. But we will not give answers on why we cannot get together and solve the problems. Oxygen shortage, drugs shortage, ventilators and ICU beds shortage, testing labs overburdened, and more demand for vaccines but not enough vaccine doses. These are the only 5 things that the states and the center need to be talking about. They need to be talking about together. It's really hypocritical of political parties to point fingers at each other where in their own states they are failing, not able to do a good job. It is really hypocritical of political parties to come and lecture us to wear a mask, follow social distance, shut our shops, shut down our businesses, shut down our lives when they carry on with their political rallies and then hide behind the instructions of Election Commission. It is really shameful and disgusting when politicians find photo opportunities in times of a pandemic. There was a story that emerged from Indore where politicians found a photo op when oxygen tanks were being supplied in a truck. And they wanted to stop it and take pictures to brag about the fact that this is how they're helping people. There is news even now coming in from Madhya Pradesh where another BJP neta who's provided trucks, mini trucks or tempos to carry dead bodies has found time to stop these trucks, one of them carrying a dead body so that he could get a picture clicked. This is the level of politics in our country. We are all on our own to tackle this situation because netas are only interested in our votes, which has nothing to do with health or healthcare or saving lives or infrastructure in this country. Thank you for joining us.